think I'm more nervous to make this video than any other video I've made, at least in a long time. Hi everybody, today I'm going to be setting up my planner to be used as a budget planner. I'm going to disclaim something right up front here. I am not a financial expert. I am not somebody who is good at budgeting. As a matter of fact, I am somebody who is terrified of money. I spent a lot of my time as an adult where I would get bills in the mail and I would shove them unopened under other piles of mail because then it didn't exist. I've had to file for bankruptcy in the past. I have been in the check system in the past, in the long past. Let's just put it that way. Currently, my financial life is fairly stable, and the reason being is because my husband is very responsible with money, and so he has kind of taken the lead on that, and I have ignored it and stuck my head in the sand for as long as I've been able to let him. One of my goals for this year is to become more cognizant and aware of our financial situation, to be more of a partner in it rather than just a silent partner, and to get better at saving and managing our money better. When you watch budget videos on this channel, I am not a channel that's going to be giving you advice on how to be good at finances or how to do this right, whatever the case may be. There are plenty of people you can watch. I can recommend Jen Dufour, Shea Budgets, just in terms of the planner world, as people who know what they're doing and can give, they're not financial experts, but they can give some solid advice. I am not that person. You come watch these videos, you're watching somebody who has no idea what they're doing their best to move forward through it. I just wanted to say that up front. Secondly, I'm not following Dave Ramsey. I'm not following any specific system. My husband and I talked about different financial systems, and we're basically just going to be taking the money that we make every month and trying to zero it out, as in figure out what we're going to spend on what and what's going to go into savings. So much simpler. We don't have a shit ton of consumer debt. We have our mortgage. We have a small amount of debt on one credit card, and that's it. Our cars are paid off. Our student loans are paid off. We've done that work over the last few years to finish paying those things off. It's mostly like day-to-day living expense. Anyway, as for real numbers, I am going to share real numbers. I'm not going to share them today because today I'm just setting this up. You'll see the first real numbers the next time I update. I'm going to hopefully do these monthly. Next month is going to be a plan as you go month, so you're not going to see one of these then, but you will see it right as March begins. You'll get to see numbers from February and then what we're working with for March. But today will not be numbers, today's just setup. Now with all of that being said, let's get started. So what is this planner? This is my Erin Condren horizontal life planner. It's my regular planner that I use for regular planning stuff. I know a lot of people like to use the deluxe monthly Erin Condren or the happy planner, budget planner, or all sorts of other separate planners. I am somebody who does not do well adding on all of these books. I've tried it in the past, and what winds up happening is I don't use them. So I decided I was going to see if I can make this work. Now in the past, my monthly calendar has been used for appointments and so on and so forth. It's been my favorite spread in this calendar, but ever since the summer when I switched over to using a Google Calendar for my family for forward planning, my monthly calendars have been neglected. So I actually just white outed a couple things I had written in here in advance. So what I'm going to use is my monthly calendars, the monthly note pages, which I also don't use, and then some of the stuff in the front that I never use. And that's how I'm going to utilize this. So it's my same planner as everything else, like my other regular shit I use, but this is just going to be one book, which I think is great. So the first thing we're going to start with is this situation here. This is the year at a glance. Now most of this isn't going to get used because we're already so deep into the year, but hopefully if this works, then the next planner I have, the whole thing will get used. I've got these transparent dot stickers from Krissyanne Designs that I had ordered a while back. And what I'm going to use this for, and this is, a lot of this inspiration is coming from Jen Dufour, who I love. I'm going to use this to put in expenses that are not monthly, that are, they're recurring, or they happen and I can predict them, but they're not every single month. I'm going to write what they are up here across the top, and then I'm going to mark them with the dot stickers on the, I don't have a specific date for a lot of them. I just know that I have like a specific general date, and that'll work for me. So far, what I've got here, our water bill is bi-monthly. Car registration, we have 2 cars and it happens once a year. Mugs and Wire UUP are the retreats that my kids go to, and those happen several times throughout the year, and they have a fee associated with them, including their camps. GA is General Assembly. That is the big thing. I could have probably combined these just into church, but as GA is sort of a different kettle of fish, and that's something I do as well. There's that. Costs for my kids' high school band and for middle school band, our Amazon and our Costco memberships. And those are the only things that off the top of my head I could figure out going through the things that happen. Like there's other things like braces, stuff like that, but that's not recurring. That's just when it happens. So I'm gonna pick a color for each of these and then I'm going to put them on here. I forgot to add that our heating and air conditioning thing happens twice a year as well. Notice right here, I wrote something down to go with this. I'm just putting these on the first of the month. They usually happen because that's about when I have to pay the fee. But in May, it's to pay for the camps. The camps are in July and they are a bigger cost than the rest of the retreats. So looking at this, I don't have a lot of recurring things in December or June. It doesn't surprise me. August is a big one because of back to school. May is an expensive one because of the cost of the summer camps. But this at least gives me an idea of when certain expenses are popping up again. I never use this section in my planner, so I figure this is a good enough spot as any to give me other things, not just these things, but kind of what I'm expecting and how much I'm gonna need to budget for them when they come up. I've got this Happy Planner Memory Keeping Dates and Holidays book, and I'm just gonna use this to put in the months on each of these. These are crooked as fuck and I don't really care all that much. Now, here's the thing. This is a academic year planner because that's the planner I prefer to use. So I'm doing this for like the calendar year because I'm really starting right here in January when I'm filming this. But when I get my new planner, I will do July through June as opposed to that, just because that's the planner style that I prefer to use. So now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go in here and I'm gonna go to each month and write down expenses I know are coming that are big and that are gonna require special like amount of money. As an example, saving up money for the trip my kid and I are taking in June to General Assembly or back to school, or our fake Thanksgiving because that takes some money since we usually host it. Or if we don't host it, we travel to it. My kid's getting braces at the start of the school year. Things like that. Here is my expenses. I wrote a couple of the estimates in that I knew off the top of my head. The rest I'll work on later. So now we're gonna go to the month. And what I'm gonna use the monthly spread for is to put all the bills in. I have some more stickers that I ordered from Krissyanne Designs. These are the ones that Gen 4 uses to mark in income and expenses and so on and so forth. So I am going to place income stickers on paydays. Well, I just totally fucked all that up, didn't I? Whatever. I just forgot that my husband's payday was not the 1st, it's the 30th. This shows you exactly how much I pay attention. So there are the paydays. Damn it, I'm fucking up all over the place here. I'm gonna use these guys to put in the various bills and when they come out. All right, so here are all of our bills for the month that are recurring. Mortgage, internet, Hulu, Netflix, trash, power, the 2 credit cards that we have that we pay off each month, AT&T, World of Warcraft, State Farm, and then the 2 Sundays. We have a pledge we make to our church every month and I pay it, I split it in half and pay it basically bi-weekly. These are all of our regular expenses. Now I'm gonna use these purple ones for expenses I know are happening this month that are not recurring. These are ones that are special for those days. A thing my kid is going to on the President's Day weekend, like a retreat, doctor's appointments, co-pays that we know are coming. That's what all of these are, these purple ones, and then the Costco membership, which I don't remember what it is, so I have to write in here. So these will be all the bills, and I'll fill these in when I sit down with my husband, but this kind of shows you where the money goes during the month. And this is not my business expenses. I do that separately. I have QuickBooks for that. Now that I've got the calendar set up and looking at where all the bills are going, the last thing that I'm going to do is set up this page with the month's budget. I'm gonna take this Erin Condren sticker book. I'm gonna divide this up, and I'm just gonna divide it simply. I'm not trying to go fucking ham here, into the name of the category, the estimated amount it's going to be, and then the actual amount it was, so that we can figure it out at the end of the month using a ruler. So here we have the basic bills, and then I'll total those up. And then these are more flexible kind of situations: gas, groceries, eating out, household expenses, and those will go here. And I think I kind of arranged this wrong, so the next time I'm gonna think about this, these are the 2 credit cards, how much we want to put in savings. And then things I know are this month are my kids' registration fee, which is $60. And then the co-pays for the month and meds for the month, which I should have probably added over here. And so next month I will probably do this. I'm sort of making this up as I go along. So this will be where my husband and I sit down and list everything out, see how much all of this costs. We figure out how much to put into savings. So next month, hopefully at the end of February, beginning of March, you'll get to see how this worked and then what I'm gonna do to learn the following month. But for now, I'm basically just trying to see what we're spending and what we're bringing in and how that's fitting together. That is the goal. I'm not trying to debt snowball or do anything radical. I'm just trying to get a grasp of our financial situation, and this is the beginning of that. So I hope that this was helpful for you. I would love any tips on budgeting, or if you feel like you fail last like I do, commiseration in the comments below. Thank you so much for watching. Subscribe if you haven't already, and I will see you in my next video.